Good day, everyone. So, today's children's story is called A Perfect Day at the Village, which features my half sister Jennifer, her dog named River, and her husband's cousin's granddaughter named Candy. So, in a small, cozy apartment lived Jennifer and her border collie beagle River. River was a cute border collie beagle mix that lived with Jennifer since she was a baby. She loved Jennifer very much, so much that she couldn't fall asleep if she wasn't snuggled up around Jennifer's arms. Jennifer also loved River very much, and she was spending all of her free time playing with River and going on long walks in the park. One day, when Jennifer got back home from work, she was in a hurry, so she took River only for a small walk in front of the building. That was really strange for River, as she was used to going on long walks in the park. But when they got back home, River saw that Jennifer started packing and her heart was instantly filled with joy. They were going to go on a trip. River knew it, and she couldn't hide her happiness and started jumping and barking happily. That night, River was up the whole time. She couldn't fall asleep out of excitement, and right when the sun rose, she woke up Jennifer by pulling the blanket off and showering her with thousands of kisses. Early that morning, Jennifer took the packed things in her car and, together with River, headed to Kevin's cousin's farm in Burleson, Ohio. Kevin was so Jennifer and her husband Kevin took off. So River was exhausted from staying up all night. So the moment they started their trip, she fell asleep. After several hours, River woke up and saw beautiful green fields with colorful flowers and luxurious trees. River blinked several times to check if all of that was real or it was just a dream. But it wasn't a dream. The mesmerizing landscape was very much real. River barked happily, and Jennifer said to her, "Yes, sleepyhead, we are going to visit such a beautiful place." River smiled and continued staring at the fields from the car window. Jennifer and River arrived at the farm in no time. The place was very beautiful, and River was thrilled. They were welcomed by Kevin's family, and all of them headed to the house. At that moment, Jennifer untied River's leash and collar and let her run free on the field. But River didn't move. "Run, River, run!" shouted Jen. But River didn't listen to her. She just followed Jennifer's lead to the house. River was afraid. Other than at her home, she never walked or ran without a leash. The meadows were so big that River was frightened by the thought that as she walked along, she might get lost, and Jennifer would never find her. While the whole family was at the table, drinking coffee, River stayed in front of a window looking at the meadow. She wished to be outside running, but she was still afraid. As she was looking through the window, River felt someone patting her on the back. It was Canby, Kevin's cousin's granddaughter, and she was only 3 years old. River and Canby played for a while, and in no time they became best friends. River started following Canby every step, and just like that, without even noticing, River found herself playing outside, playing in the big meadow together with Canby. When River realized that there was nothing to be afraid of, she started running, circling the meadow hundreds of times. She was free to run wherever she wanted. River was overjoyed, and Canby got worried when she couldn't find River, so she went to Jennifer and asked her, "Auntie Jen, where is my friend?" Jennifer got confused and asked Canby, "Who is your friend?" "The cute dog that I was playing with," answered Canby with sadness in her voice. "Oh, you mean River? If she didn't come back to the house, she must still be River. She must still be outside running. Go and call her when she'll hear her name. She will continue running to you," said Jen. Canby went outside and immediately started shouting, "River! River!" River came to Canby in just a few seconds, and they continued playing together. "Come on, River, come with me," said Canby. And she took River to a big mud puddle. She taught River how to jump over and in the mud puddles, and both of them really enjoyed playing that game. While they were still playing, suddenly, River got startled as she saw a big animal come out of a barn. She was afraid of the big animal and started shaking. Canby patted River and said, "Don't worry, it's just a cow, and they are also very friendly like me and you." River looked at Canby confused, and both of them approached the cow. When River saw that the cow didn't have the intention of hurting her, the three of them started playing together. River was having the time of her life on the farm. She was out the whole day playing with Canby and the cows. But after 2 days, she and Jennifer needed to go back home. And even though it was hard for River to say goodbye to her friends in the big, beautiful meadow, she was happy she was going back as she missed her home and the long, beautiful walks in the park with her bestest of friends, Jen, the one River loved the most. So thank you, everybody, for listening to my story called A Perfect Day at the Village. So please give my story a thumbs up, a comment, or share on social media and my other pages as well. So take care and have an amazing day.